Hi there. It's 5:45 a.m. I have a cold. Since I have nothing better to do, I think I'll say what I think is wrong with all these atheist arguments, because this seems to be some big revolution here. I don't believe in God. Okay, so anyway, wow, you're cool, man. Whoa, don't believe in anything. Wow. All right, well, let me just say one thing here. I'm going to make this short. It's not going to be a big rambling philosophical thing. It's very easy, first off, to say in a simple way exactly what's wrong with atheist arguments. Now, I'm not trying to convince you God exists or anything like that, or I don't care really one way or another. I just think it's kind of intellectually sort of interesting, and it's sort of dumb to get all righteous about, wow, I'm cool, I'm an atheist, and I can make these dumb little arguments about exactly why God doesn't exist. I don't know, it's just sort of, first off, let's just, the main points, the reason that these arguments fall over flat on their face are the following. First of all, they almost always cite there is no such thing as paranormal phenomena. And I've even had conversations. I had some conversation with some guy at Stickcam, and he was saying the same thing. Now, that right there is already so totally untrue. See, this is what I don't really... Is it these people haven't read accounts of things? I mean, paranormal things. Everything from, we're talking thousands upon thousands of accounts of, say, poltergeist phenomena. A house with things flying across the room. Now, this doesn't prove there's a God. This proves that there are paranormal phenomena. Okay? They're not all fabricated. If you look at the actual balance of the information, most of it isn't fabricated. You would have to work out a whole huge scheme of people trying to just get media attention, which has happened. That has happened, but there's just tons and tons of well-documented, totally unexplained accounts of all kinds of things. I mean, really, really radically, paranormal things. Chairs flying across the room and things flying around and houses going up and down and stuff. I mean, if either you have to say all these people are lying, I'm not some gullible, credible. I just have I have an ordinary, healthy sense of balances of information. Okay, if that was just a few little fakers making up a little story, it would be far, far less numerous, the accounts. They wouldn't be as credible. They wouldn't be expressed in a way that was like credibility. Some intuition comes in there. Obviously, you can tell when somebody's relating a real thing that happened to them or making something up. Usually, you can get a pretty good idea. Okay, but everything, not just that, everything from ghosts to come on. There's no paranormal phenomena, first off. Okay, so if you equate that with the supernatural, which again is just a category, it's just a word, but you would have to say, okay, then there are supernatural forces, or there are natural forces that we don't understand, which are just kind of two ways of saying the same thing. There are forces we don't understand, right? Okay. So, the other thing is, there's absolutely no evidence that God exists. Everybody, quotes that old saw. But, what is evidence anyway that God exists? What's supposed to be evidence? We've already got paranormal phenomena. Then you've got any and every kind of religious experience, which must number in the millions or billions of accounts of people going and meeting the light and the being of light and all that stuff, or probably that experience has happened in all kinds of different cultures and all sorts of different guises, where different trappings, but its content is the same. There's some, you go out of your body or whatever, or you meet some spiritual being, right? So, umpteen trillion people have had that experience and swear by it, okay? Is that just some little thing going on in the brain? I don't think so. I gotta say, I really don't think so. It's been proven that people having out-of-body experiences can actually tell literal things that are going on in another location, by the way. That's another thing. All this stuff you can look up. Maybe that's the way to go with this stuff. Just furnish people with endless accounts of these things that haven't been explained away yet, But, Robert A. Monroe, who's a big out-of-body guy, even started the Monroe Institute using what he called hemisync to create out-of-body states, but which, by the way, is a hemispheric synchronization, and that works by creating a differential brainwave. Two different frequencies in each ear creates the differential of the frequencies as a brainwave. So it's linked to the brain. Nobody's saying it isn't. It's linked on the physical level to the brain somehow. But that doesn't mean the brain is causing. See, all this stuff comes from a problem with understanding causality. The physical is actually effect. It's not cause. So if you're seeing a change in brain waves or something along those lines, that could just as easily be effect. Now, if you change the brain's frequencies, what you're basically doing is changing an energy pattern on this level, linking it back up to some other energy pattern that's larger, some other frequency or other vibration level or whatever you want to call it. But come on, people. Quantum physics has already shown there isn't a real difference between matter and energy, and not only that, but that consciousness comes in and interprets the whole thing and arranges it anyway. So, but basically, so you don't have that there's no supernatural forces. You've got millions of people swearing by the fact that they have made contact with some being, which again is only us. You got to realize this. It's only the conscious being that is all things or whatever. There's some idea of some God outside interfering with things and hoping certain things happen is false too. God's what's there when you give up, this world, sort of, or something along those lines. But we're trying to be objective here. So, but there's no need to make a big separation between the two. But even just on the ordinary level, okay, so you've got supernatural forces. You got people who've experienced it. How else are you going to prove it? The third thing they never come up with is what would prove there is a God. They don't even sort of get that far with it. They're so busy trying to, look cool by saying it, doesn't exist. Anyway, this is longer already than I wanted it to be, but just think about those 2 points, those two major points. All right, see you.